Today, we are going to talk about why we use the color orange on our website. Funny enough, Neil, someone reached out to me yesterday and they said, hey, we want to, I do CRO work, and recently I added about $1 million to someone else's bottom line doing CRO. I was like, okay, great. Why don't you try leaving some notes on my website, so singlegrain.com, and let's see what you come up with. And so this person, the very first thing they say is like, yeah, you use the color orange too much. And orange has been proven that it is like one of the least engaging or inspiring colors ever. I was like, oh, and then the rest of it was just like a bunch of like gibberish. And I was like, but anyway, that's just a funny story that's unrelated. But let's go ahead. You go first.
So we ended up using the color orange, not because we wanted to. Years and years ago, my brother-in-law acquired a company called 𝗖𝗛𝗧. This is a long time ago. We no longer have the company. And there was these top bars that people put on their website, like SumoMe or Apps, not SumoMe, AppSumo. Is it called AppSumo? What is it called? SumoMe, is that the one that goes on the website?
They shut it down.
There's no more SumoMe?
But you can use Opt-in Monster, our friend Syed.
There you go. So either way, but SumoMe is similar, has a little top bar. 𝗖𝗛𝗧 was a company like that. It's still around. And we were looking at data on what colors work. And the 𝗖𝗛𝗧 site was orange itself. We did a lot of conversion testing and it just converted well. And with the top bars, I had a lot of traffic on one of my previous sites, QuickSprout, and I tried a lot of different colors. And for some reason, that orange color just converted really well. So then when I launched 𝗖𝗛𝗢𝗨.com, I started off with the orange color, ran tons of A/B tests, and the same thing happened where that orange color just converted really well. Now, if you use that everywhere, like we've had pages where it's mainly orange and then you just have white text or black text or whatever stands out, like orange in the background, then a white area, and then black text inside the white area. And we found that if it's too much, it can actually hurt your conversions. But we found that if you have a white site and bright call to action buttons, we found that red, usually when we run A/B tests, reduces conversions. But a color that just stands out and pops, more people click on it and you get more conversions. It was literally that simple. And it was just through testing, we found the right color for our website to generate more conversions. And I know people may think of that as silly, but when you have a lot of traffic, an extra 5-10% really adds up.
Yep. I would just say for us, this was in 2016, 2017 or so when we had started to do a rebrand. The Single Grain logo was completely different. And so we did a brand new logo, but we also decided to pick a color around it. And I did my research and I found that orange was one of the most engaging colors. And I found that, to Neil's point, orange tends to stand out, right? I can't say that we did any conversion studies unnecessarily on the site, but we found that it just not many sites are orange at the end of the day, and it's a nice color and it fits in well with the palette that we have. So that's the story that I have. I don't have any conversion data around it, but Neil, anything else?
Yeah, with your own website, some people tell you, oh, don't use this color. This one's better. This causes more people to buy, and this color conveys this emotion. And a lot of that may be true when you think about the psychology of colors. But on your website, I'm telling you, I've created those infographics with the color wheels on the meaning of different colors. And I've gotten a lot of social shares and link backs from some of those infographics. But the best thing you can do is just run an A/B test and figure out what works for you. The biggest piece of advice I have, other than running an A/B test to figure out what color works for you, if your call to action buttons don't stand out, it doesn't matter what color they are, you're not going to get as many clicks and as many sales. They need to stand out and pop.
Yep.
That's super important.
And some people might be rolling their eyes like, oh my God, we're talking about things that should pop and stand out or whatever. But even you would like to believe in 2023, that's a very basic thing. And most people still don't do that. So.
Well, and when we say pop, we're not saying use neon bright colors that are hard on people's eyes and flashing CTAs or anything like that. By all means, follow all normal usability practices, but just make sure it pops. And when we say pops, it just stands out and it's easy for eye wonder to be like, oh, this is a button, this is a CTA, not just color wise, but also design wise. And I know this sounds simple, like Eric said, but I still run into websites every single week that make basic mistakes like this. Like I was on the phone call with a company yesterday. They do over $15-16 million a year in revenue, somewhere around there, reoccurring, good business, worth over $100 million, good growth rate. And they're like, yeah, we want to just get more software signups. And I was like, have you tried testing your CTA? Yeah, we tried testing the text. I was like, no, have you tried testing the color? They're like, no, this brand's within our brand schemes. I'm like, dude, this color that you're using blends in with the rest of your website. It took me a while to find your CTA buttons. Oh, that's a good idea. And they're like, we even heard some support requests and people calling us being like, yeah, we're trying to sign up, but we couldn't figure out where to click. And then we had to navigate that. And I'm like, yeah, it's the coloring of your CTA buttons and how they stand out. And this is simple. And they don't get that complaint with every single one of their visitors. It's a small percentage that actually complain and tell them. But if a small percentage are calling and complaining to you, that means a much larger percentage have that issue. Just most people go to a different website. So solve your CTA buttons, make sure that they stand out, right? Solve the design problem, and you'll get more clicks and conversions.
All right, so that is it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and also subscribe marketingschool.io/newsletter. It's a free newsletter to stay on top of all the content that we're putting out, and we'll see you tomorrow.